Okay, Chevra, very, very exciting day. We're going to be speaking about dogs. We're going to speak about dogs and Dogecoin, and we're going to be exploring something that the Talmud teaches us, that in the end of days, it says that Pnei Hador ke Pnei HaKelev, that the face of the generation will be like the face of a dog. We're going to spend a lot of time speaking about dogs. This will probably be a two-part series. So, this is one of the prophecies that we mentioned in the last class for the end of days, in the days of Mashiach, that the Gemara tells us that in the end of days, the face of the generation, Pnei HaDor ke Pnei HaKelev, the face of the generation will be like the face of a dog. So that needs to be understood. So I want to present 13 answers to what that means. That the face of the generation will be like the face of a dog, and you probably will have other ones to add as we go through this. Okay? Number one, Rashi. Rashi says the face of the generation will be like the face of a dog. What does that mean? Rashi says simply there will be a resemblance between faces of people and dogs. Simple meaning. Now, I have seen pictures of people. I've seen them post them. It's like a selfie. It's like a side by side, like me and my dog. There are striking resemblances. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I'm seeing a lot of nodding heads right now. I'm seeing a lot of smiles. Like, yeah, I got one with my dog also. Yeah, right?
Plus, it's like the dog face, like Snapchat filter.
Oh, that's number 14 already. Just the fact that God allowed for a dog face Snapchat filter, that you become a dog, is that mamish Pnei Hador Pnei HaKelev mamish. Okay, very fat. We're adding by the moment here. And through all this, we're going to understand why Elon Musk wants to put a flag of a Dogecoin on the moon. This is all going to come together. If you listen till the end of this presentation, you'll hear the entire foundation of the idea, and we'll have more insight about investing in Dogecoin. So number one, Rashi said that the face will be there'll be resemblances between people and their dogs, as we are seeing exhibited now. You'll tell me also if you think these are things that are happening now. Answer number two, also from Rashi. Rashi says, I'll read you the Hebrew, Shelo yisbaishu zeh mizeh kamay kelev, that humanity will not be embarrassed of each other in the way that dogs are not embarrassed to do certain things. Dogs have a certain way. They come and sniff you and just like lick you, and they just kind of do like you tush. I was like, come like, oh, excuse me, like that I didn't ask for you to do that, but they're not quite embarrassed to do certain things. Dogs will also defecate just in front of people, which means there's a lack of a certain amount of embarrassment. And it's known, the Gemara says that dogs are different than cats, in that cats, the Gemara says you could learn all of modesty from cats, because cats you don't notice when they go to the bathroom. Cats are actually private. They go into a hiding place when they want to go to the bathroom, but dogs are right there. They'll go make a pee-pee, also right there. They are very open. So in the end of days, the face of the generation will be like the face of a dog, that they will act dog-like and not be embarrassed and do all sorts of things that would not be otherwise embarrassing, that you should be embarrassed to do, but people will do things. And I'm not sure we have to elaborate on this, the things that people will do to get attention without embarrassment. They will do, it's sad, like act in ways that would be degrading to their person and the dignity of who they are, but they will do things that are not, otherwise they won't be embarrassed. Yeah, I'll do anything, I'll say anything, I'll do things that'll just get me more attention. Answer number three. Okay, this one, we're beginning we're going scuba diving now, okay? You guys, we're going deep. Answer number 3 is the answer of the Maharsha.
But who? Sorry.
The Maharsha.
Marsha.
The Maharsha. The Maharsha says a famous thing that we know, that dogs are a man's
Best friend.
best friend, right? Dogs are a man's best friend because they're loyal. Dogs have a certain loyalty to their owners. Dogs are loyal. Even the word dog in Hebrew is a kelev. A kelev is kelev. Right? Kelev, this is how you spell dog in Hebrew. This is kelev, like heart. They're just people of the heart. They're like the ones of the heart.
Pure love.
Pure love, pure heart. They love, they're loyal, So the Maharsha says a very interesting thing. Remember, the Gemara said to us, Penei hador ke penei hakelev. The face of the generation will be like the face of a dog. It didn't say the whole generation will be like a dog. It says only the face. Says the Maharsha. What does that mean? In the end of days, right before Mashiach comes, people will be loyal like dogs, but only on their face. Meaning only on the external will they be loyal to God, but on the inside, they'll do all sorts of other stuff. Penei hador. They'll be loyal on their face. On the outside, they'll look like they're being loyal to God, but on the inside, they'll be doing all sorts of other things. Oh, of course I do X, Y, and Z that God wants from me, but on the inside I have a secret world that I do whatever I want. Okay, that's the Maharsha. I hope your scuba diving gear is on. We're going deeper. Yes?
He says something bad.
This is not such a nice thing, is that it's saying these are the qualities right before Mashiach comes that the world will exhibit. Okay? We're going to become dog-like. Answer number 4. It's the answer of the Ian Yankib, and he says the following. The Manhige Ador, the ones who are leading the generation, the leaders of the generation, are called the face of the generation. And they are going to be Azei Panim. Dogs are said to be brazen. Brazen. Like it says in the prophet and Isaiah that dogs are brazen. Kalbin Chatzifin. The dogs will do, like we mentioned, they're not so embarrassed, they'll do brazen things. They'll go and just put themselves out there and sniff all sorts of places, and if they want to do something, they're gonna do it. The leaders in the end of days will be brazen, and this will be a bad sign because it says that one of the main qualities of true Klal Yisrael is we have 3 main things that define who we are as a nation. We're Rachmanim, this is the Gemara in Yevamis, Baishanim, Ayin Tes Amid Aleph. We are Rachmanim, Baishanim, and Goyim Lechasodim. Shweki made a song about it. We are compassionate, Rachmanim. We are Baishanim, either means embarrassed or it means sensitive. We're very sensitive. We're not brazen. And Goyim Lechasodim, we are people of giving. We will do chesed and tzedakah beyond. Even now, Israel, in the tragedy in Miami, sent a whole team of engineers there. We just want to help. We are known to help. We'll send field hospitals. We want to help the whole world. Klal Yisrael are helpers. So the fact that in the end of days, the leaders will become brazen-faced is a sign of Erev Rav, and that's a bad sign. It means that we're losing touch with that sensitiveness, the being embarrassedness, that we're becoming like dogs, and we'll just do anything and be brazen in that way. Answer number 5 from the Eitz Yosef. Who here remembers the story in the Torah of Joseph and the famine? Right? Joseph and the famine, when the brothers sold Joseph and he went down to Egypt, and there was a famine in the land. Pharaoh had a dream, and then he interpreted the dream, 7 years of plenty and then 7 years of famine. Over there in the verses, if you look carefully, it says that there will be a famine al penei haaretz. There'll be a famine on the face of the land. Okay? The verse is from Bereshis, from Genesis 41:56. Genesis 41:56. The face of the land, there will be a famine on the face of the land. Rashi there says, what does it mean to be a famine on the face of the land? So you might think it means simply that the land itself, the face of the land, will not bear any more crops. Rashi there says, the famine on the face of the land, those will be the rich people. Rich people are called the face of the land. So what does it mean that there will be a famine on the face of the land? That the rich people are called the face, they will be completely without any money. And that's what we saw happen in the Torah. During that famine, nobody had money. And where did they have to all go to? To Yosef. Yosef was the mashpir. He had all the money in the world and he gave it to whoever came to Egypt. So it says the Eitz Yosef. The Penei Ha'aretz means the rich. Meaning the rich of the generation won't give their money to tzedakah. They will be rich, but they will not give it. They will become what's called a kamtzon. They will become stingy like Scrooge. Why is that compared to a dog? Because dogs are stingy. Why are the dog lover saying, yeah, why are dogs stingy? Says the Ralbag, explaining the verse in Samuel 1:25-3, speaking about dogs, where it speaks about dogs as being cruel and kamtsonim, because dogs have a way that they will not give to other dogs. They will hoard something. You throw something at a dog, there might be enough for everybody there. Whoa, they don't share. But you got this carcass of stuff. Maybe like your other dog friends can use it. For me! It's all for me! So Penei Hador ke Penei HaKelev, the Penei means the rich ones. That the rich ones are going to be loaded, but they're not going to give their money to tzedakah, they're like dogs. They're going to keep their money like a dog. I told you, we're diving in. We're diving in. How much money do some of these rich people have? Somebody told me LeBron James gave $10,000 to charity. You make how much are you worth?
Over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion, I hear from the audience. Over $1 billion. And everyone said, wow, what a magnanimous person. He's so generous. The world is in need of resources. Maybe a little more than $10,000. How much would $50 million do to your bank account, LeBron?
Nickels and dimes.
Nickels and dimes. Let's go, LeBron. People are in need. There are people in need. Good people who work hard, but they're in need. Penei Hador ke Penei HaKelev. The generation will be like a dog. The dogs keep to themselves. They don't want to give to the other dogs. Answer number 6. We're up to 6 now. From the Ein Eliyahu. Okay, he's quoting from the Yalkut Shimoni. Is a medrash, the Yalkut Shimoni, that it says that there were prophets who, when they would be given a piece of bread, when they'd be given something to eat, instead of them going and rebuking the nation, they would quiet down. Bread means they were paid off a little something, and they would keep quiet. So Penei Hador ke Penei HaKelev means that there will be leaders who could rebuke the people to be better, to do better. But they're given a little bit of something to eat, just like a dog. The dog's barking, you give him a little something, oh, it's quiet. Fine, tossing a bone, oh, shh. There are people who have a voice, who actually should be barking at the nation, but you give them a little something, you toss them a bone, and they're quiet. That's not what we need. We need people that will help the generation, even if it's difficult. There's a famous joke they say about rabbis. Rabbis are here to comfort the afflicted and to afflict the comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. We need to afflict a little bit. You have to wake up. The generation has to wake up. Okay, answer number 7. This really, we need a whole class on this, but this is a famous answer from Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, the father of the Musar movement. So he explained this Gemara the following. He said, how do you usually see a dog and its master? Who's walking first? You have the dogs on a leash, and who's walking first? The dogs are walking first, and the dog's kind of pulling the guy. So it appears that the dog is leading, right? But if you notice carefully, the dog is not really leading because he's always kind of looking back to see where his master's going. He's always and if the master goes another way, so he'll scurry off in the other direction. Wherever even though it looks like he's leading, right? He's in the front. The dog's there. If you didn't know any better, if you were aliens that came down from outer space and you saw people walking your dogs, you would think the dogs walk people, right? You didn't know anything. You would think that. But if you look closely, you see, no, it's not the case. The dog is looking back to see where the master is walking. So, said Rabbi Yisrael Salanter, this is gold, Rabbi said. In the end of days, the leaders are going to appear like they're leading the people. They're going to be like dogs, and they're going to be walking ahead, and it appears that they're actually leading the people. But if you actually look closely, the leaders are looking back to see where they want to be taken. They're seeing who's really the master. Oh, the constituent. Oh, they tell me what to do. They make all the decisions. I'm making it look like I lead. Whereas in the past, the real leaders actually led. They actually lead with what's good for the people. What's really going to help people, like a real big person. Mashiach is going to be that person that's going to lead, not like a dog. He's going to be a real leader. He's going to take humanity in the right direction. Whereas now the leaders are always looking back. What's going to get me the most votes? What's going to get me the most approval? And I'm going to make my policies according to whatever I see when I look backwards. That answer is like, I feel bad even moving on to the next answer. That needs to be appreciated and enjoyed and savored.
Let me get what wants Salanter with the leaders.
So the dogs, when the person's walking the dog, who's going first? The dog is walking first. So it looks like the dog is leading, right? He's leading. But really the dog is not leading, he's looking back. Because if the master goes one direction, the dog will look back and start going in that direction. So now the leaders, Pnei means leaders. Pnei Hador, also Pnei means rich. Pnei means the external of the generation. In the end of days, the leaders are not going to make decisions. They're just going to be looking back to see what the master is telling them to do, and then they're going to lead according to that.
They're also on a leash, so they're very restricted.
That's right. They're on a leash. They're totally bound by the will of
Mashiach.
Mashiach. Is going to be the real leader. He's actually going to lead people without, how can I get the most votes? How can I get the most this? How can I just, oh, they want me to change my policy. This is going to make my approval rating higher. Oh, better just change my policy. Wait a second. Do you believe in what you're saying? Oh, of course I do. Of course I do. I'm in politics. I stand behind my values. Yeah, sure you do. I just saw a video you 2 years ago saying the exact opposite thing. No. It's a fake video, fake news. No, it's not. You're changing what you believe in. Mashiach is going to put an end to all of that. That's the power of real justice and real leadership. Pnei Hador and Pnei Kelev. I want to continue to the next one, but this will have to be a 2-part series. It's going to culminate in fully understanding Dogecoins on the moon. Everyone have a wonderful day. We should be Zayt the Mashiach Kingdom here. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank